Have you felt a little overwhelmed and anxious by hosting virtual events in place of your in-person events this year? You're not alone. Unsurprisingly, virtual events have become a big deal this year in light of the pandemic. In 2020, the number of organizations planning virtual events in some capacity has doubled. Between managing event planning, promotion, registration, speakers, not to mention production and technical setup and challenges, virtual events can be daunting. According to Mark Letic, audience engagement is the biggest challenge when it comes to virtual events. Technical problems appear to be another big challenge, with 38% of event marketers reporting that those issues were a hindrance to hosting effective virtual events. So what is a virtual event? A virtual event is an online event in which some or all aspects of the live broadcast or audience engagement methods that would have taken place in person have been replaced or augmented by web-based tools. This year, these virtual events have taken the place of conferences, trade shows, seminars, and many other types of in-person gatherings. Usually these events take place through a live broadcast keynote element with one or multiple speakers, sometimes supplemented by some sort of interactive component, including virtual breakout rooms, chat, or one-on-one video conferencing. So how do I measure the success of my virtual event? We like to go beyond butts and seats. In order to best plan effective virtual events, first we have to define what a success is. The best metric to understand success is engagement. And engagement can be a bit of a nebulous buzzword for any type of event, virtual or in person, but for us, it usually comes down to three things. First, how many people were present for the event? How long did viewers engage for? And how invested were viewers in my event? In some ways, an event taking place virtually is much easier to measure in terms of engagement, but in other ways, it can be trickier. The first and most obvious aspect of engagement is attendance. How many people virtually walked in your door? Thankfully, online streaming platforms typically make it pretty easy to measure the metric without counting heads. Rezi's live stream platform, for example, makes it easy to count the number of total views, total unique attendees for each event, and even where the viewer was watching from, including lots of other details including device type, bitrate watched, and more. Secondly, let's discuss attentiveness of viewers. In a normal event, it's fairly easy to see if a speaker has captured your audience's attention. Unfortunately, in a virtual context, short of installing a camera in every viewer's home, which we don't really recommend by the way, it can be tough to know the actual command a speaker has of an online audience. Thankfully, time-based analytics like viewer watch times, peak viewers by time, and more can be a great way to understand this. The other factor to consider is your streaming destination. Depending on the endpoint where your viewer is watching, you can either capture your audience's attention fully or introduce distractions. Looking at you, Facebook and YouTube. We'll have more on that later. Finally, let's talk about the transactional nature of events. In most cases, you would not typically consider an in-person event successful if a presenter simply talked at an audience for 60 minutes and everyone immediately walked out the door. Interactive tools like polls, Q&A, and chat can be a great way to capture and maintain a connection with your audience in a virtual conference or event, and it's also a great way to measure the audience's level of engagement in your content. For more about understanding how to properly measure attendance and engagement in your virtual event, check out the great article on our blog on demystifying online attendance. Now that we've discussed the best ways to measure success of your online event, how do we host an event that will succeed in producing the highest quality experience with the highest level of engagement? Well, it starts with first crafting a great event, planning how to carry it out technically, and then where to host it. First and most obvious, your virtual event needs to be built with content that attracts and resonates with your audience. Next, plan how to carry out your event technically so that your viewers can watch your stream reliably in high quality audio and video, eliminating distractions and providing maximum watch time. Did you know that 30% of your audience will leave after one buffering whale and 70% will have left by two? Unfortunately, most streaming platforms, which are built on archaic infrastructure mixed with unreliable internet connections for both broadcasters and viewers, are not conducive to keeping viewers on your online stream. Rezi's live stream platform solves this problem through Rezi's resilient streaming protocol, built on cutting-edge, infinitely scalable cloud infrastructure. In plain English, it's built to withstand even significant network disruptions and scale to millions of viewers without any drops, disruptions, or distractions to your viewers. Check out our Getting Started Quickly guide for more information about getting started easily, or jump on a group demo and we'll be happy to help you with your virtual event. The second part of carrying out a virtual event from a technical perspective is to consider the playback format. Rezi provides two different methods to stream your events, live and simulated live. Live, most commonly used, is streamed exactly how it sounds, from your broadcast site to viewers with as little delay as possible. Simulated live is a newer and more powerful tool to host your event with very minimal risk and high production value. In this case, an event is recorded to the cloud or even edited and uploaded from a fully produced video. When scheduled to stream, viewers will watch and interact with the live video concurrently, just as if it was a fully live event. This eliminates any risk of technical failure and allows for a much more polished event. But the downside is that live interaction from event hosts and MCs is limited to whatever can be accomplished outside of the pre-recorded content. Check out the other video on our blog to learn more about Simulated Live. Finally, plan where your virtual event will be hosted. It's important to choose your destinations wisely for this. While social destinations like Facebook and YouTube are great for marketing your events ahead of time, they're not great destinations for engagement in your event. If you've seen The Social Dilemma, you know what we're getting at here. These platforms are not incentivized to keep viewers engaged in your content. They aim to distract your audience, keep them scrolling between content, and disrupt them with ads. That's why the average viewing times for these platforms is very low, with Facebook as little as 2 to 5 minutes and YouTube around 10 to 15. Streaming to other platforms that you own, like your website or embedded in other management systems, are the best route. There are many great platforms to make the most of your virtual event, providing tools from ticketing to event registration to interactive features like chat, Q&A, and polls. Some examples of these include Brushfire, EventOwl, or Sardius. The effects of COVID leading to necessitate fully remote engagements has been very prominent this past year. While life is thankfully returning to normal in many ways, we expect virtual events are here to stay even in a hybrid capacity. Live events were already hard enough to produce, eliminating distractions for your attendees without having to worry about managing disruptions in each of their homes. Reach out to learn more about how Resy can help you host immersive virtual events that you can be proud of, with high levels of engagement and which produce results.